Hello, investigators. It's Silent Signs from I Dream of Indie, and do you ever feel like a plastic bag? No, we are not talking about the Katy Perry song. Today, we are talking about Firework, the Chinese horror game that has just recently been translated to English. In Firework, you play as a rookie police officer who is investigating a funeral turned crime scene. What at first glance appears to be an accidental fire very quickly becomes a mystery itself and helps reopen the case of a family massacre that recently occurred. You are definitely in store for a lot of twists and turns and a lot of puzzles. This is a primarily puzzle-based horror game. Much of what you're going to be doing here is walking around and inspecting objects at the crime scene. Some of these objects will provide you with clues that you'll need to solve puzzles in order to progress the game. If you're put off by the puzzle game description, fear not, this is definitely on the easier side of puzzle games. You're really not going to be able to miss any of the clues, and the puzzles themselves are fairly straightforward as well. Each time you walk by an object that you can interact with, a little icon prompts you to interact with that object, so it's difficult to walk past something and you really can't progress oftentimes without inspecting the proper objects first. As far as the content of the puzzles themselves, the most difficult one that I came across, for me personally, was one of those sliding tile picture puzzles, just because I've been bad at those my entire life. But you also get puzzles like having to read the height of the candles to set the radio dials at the right frequency, or using a camera to invert the colors of the entire image and find clues that you might not be able to see with the naked eye. While these are not what I would consider challenging puzzles, I did find them to be very creative. You get a wide variety of puzzle types within the very small span of this game. They're also really rewarding to solve, and you feel like you're making good progress. The game itself is broken up into chapters, and even within the same chapter, you get a good deal of auto saves, which give you plenty of time to stop and take a break if you need to. But if you're anything like me, I don't think you're going to want to take a break. It really does become an intriguing case. Interspersed into the investigation, you also get a glimpse into the perspective of some of the other characters within the game, including the ones that you're investigating. These scenes are some of the most interesting and some of the most artistic ones in the entire game. While it could sometimes be difficult to follow what was happening in the story, simply because there are so many names to keep track of, and sometimes the translation didn't always work in my favor, it was always really easy to read the room, read the imagery, read what was going on, the tone that this game sets, and it is a very dark one. It feels weird to call a horror game beautiful, but that is exactly what this game is. The artwork here is phenomenal. It's really what drew me into this title, and it's what kept me coming back for more. There are very few actual jump scares or scenes of gore explicitly displayed in Firework, but you don't need that to feel uneasy while you're playing this. The heaviness of this game is absolutely palpable. You can feel it through the screen. These dark watercolor depictions are definitely best enjoyed at night, alone, with the lights turned off. Trust me, a game like this that has such a heavy haze or darkness all over everything really gets you to question your own senses, and I think that's exactly what they're going for here. This dark haze also presides over the audio as well. Music in this game is very minimal. It's really quite atmospheric, and there's not a whole lot of melody to any of it. It's more meant to set the tone, and that it does. There is also fantastic use of sound effects here, from the creaking of doors to the static of a television that was out of power just seconds prior. Everything here, from music to sound effects to the artwork itself, just feels so purposeful and precise. It needs all of these components to work together to make the game just so unnerving and at the same time absolutely fascinating. It's telling a great mystery story here, all while keeping you on the edge of your seat and trying not to run for the light switch. So did Firework spark your interest? Let me know in the comments down below. Before I go, I just want to thank our indie warriors, Bill T, Christian Cruz, Kevelo, Mitchell Hall, Chris Jackson, Nathan Moore, Adriana Amato, CJR, C Coil, Skeptism, Hallie, Julian Colbus, Jen Rose, Jesse, CPM, Bunny, JRS8, Raylan, Marky Mint, and Dave Harp. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for watching this channel. If you haven't already, don't forget you can subscribe down below so you don't miss any reviews or previews, and check out the description box if you'd like to see how to become an indie warrior yourself. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.